Hey, what's going on? Mario with Beyond Fitness here, and today I am going to be talking about Layne Norton's new video titled Metabolic Damage 2.0. And for those of you that are watching this right now, I assume that you guys have already seen the video, so I'm not going to discuss what Layne mentions in the video, but you are all pretty much familiar with the concept that I'm going to be talking about. I understand that a few people have already made responses to Layne Norton. And again, I'm going to speak on behalf of Beyond Fitness, which Josh and myself currently own, and how we take metabolic damage and how what steps we would take to approach that. So first off, I want to say that both Dr. Joe and also I believe Tyler Mayer as well refer to metabolic damage as something that is a suppressed metabolism. Meaning that it's not a long-term thing where, oh no, my metabolism is shot, I'm fucked for the rest of my life. Not necessarily. And I want to refer to this kind of like in a chemistry scenario where it kind of relates kind of to, what is it called? Le Chatelier's principle, meaning that if you disrupt the system or do something to imbalance equilibria, it will respond in the same manner that you have disrupted it. So if you take someone who's dieting and you immediately put them in a, let's say on 1,200 calories, then you can bet your ass that their body is going to respond extremely negatively to such a restriction in calories. You can't necessarily jump someone straight in a deficit like that. So it's kind of just one of those things you have to slowly ease your way in. And again, with a shot metabolism, or a suppressed metabolism as I like to refer to as well, the entire way of approaching it is to first have the mentality and the mindset and say, okay, dieting is going to have to be placed on the back burner. If you're doing 2 hours of cardio a day, slowly break that down, to maybe where it's now, maybe let's say you're doing 2 sessions of cardio each an hour a day. You would bring that down to 2 sessions at 45 minutes a day, and while you're reducing your activity, you're increasing your intake. So if you're at let's say 1,200 calories, next week, okay, maybe I'll bump my calories up 12%. I'll bump them up 140 calories, 120 calories in the form of carbs and fat, until you're now at a comfortable position where you necessarily haven't gained much weight. And any weight you do gain should be extremely minimal, so that should just honestly be any sort of glycogen and water weight that's accommodating that. And I say those two in particular because when you deplete yourself, let's say down to such low ass calories, what happens is you are depleted as shit. So any sort of food intake that you ingest or anything you drink, your weight is going to shoot right back the fuck up. And that's just kind of one of those super compensation things where you're just so depleted that you shoot up in weight. So again, when you're slowly increasing your intake, you shouldn't necessarily have shot up in weight up the ass. If you do, like I said, it's most likely contributed to glycogen and water weight that is accommodating that. Again, I don't have any specific guidelines as to how increasing food, but ideally you would want to maybe, something as minimal as 10 grams of carbs a week, 15 grams of carbs a week, maybe 3-4 grams of fat every other week. I like to think of it as, even I tell Josh, and he sometimes kind of laughs at me when I tell him this, but you can think of the carbs as bricks, right? So if you're making a house, you're going to first lay your bricks down, and then you're going to put some caulk, some cement or cementing. I'm not a carpenter, so I wouldn't really have the best analogy for it, but brick, some glue, brick and some glue, and you kind of just keep repeating that very just generic process until, okay, my calories are now set at such a point. Great. This might be where I should stay for a while before I decide if I add more calories. And that's kind of at least how Beyond Fitness approaches it. So again, I hope this video has been informative. I hope it's helped you out a little bit. So when someone kind of tries to sell you into the whole metabolic damage thing, I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just kind of in the middle of where I stand between the two opposing arguments from Lyle's perspective and Layne's. But that is my take. So again, like our shit, comment, rate, subscribe, all that. I'm actually gonna meet up with my friend Alex, and don't tell him, but I made him some oats. These are myoatmeal.com, steel cut oats. See if you guys can see the texture on these bad boys. Thick, solid, tight. Okay. And that is it. Stay safe. And I have my little box of Trenbolone. Just kidding, it's a package I have to ship out. That's it. Okay, see you.